Welcome to the First Lutheran Church Pastoral Vlog. This week we continue the story in Matthew 16 that we heard the first part of last week, where Jesus asked the disciples who people said the Son of Man was, and Peter finally confessed, "You are the Messiah." And Jesus said, beautiful. On this confession I will build the church. Well, now we get the very next verses in Matthew 16 for this Saturday and Sunday, and we hear quite a different story. For Jesus then tells the disciples what it means for him to be the Messiah. And he says, it means I must suffer a great death, great suffering at the hands of the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and on the third day be raised. And here we are in our sanctuary on the south transept. And the stained glass window in the south transept depicts Jesus on the cross, hanging with those looking on in great grief and anguish. And we can begin to get a sense of Peter's great anguish, having just given this beautiful confession of faith, and now coming face to face with what that actually means, that Christ must die for him to be the Messiah. And Peter says, no, God forbid this from happening. Do not let this happen. You are not going to die, Jesus. And Jesus responds to him quite differently this time and says, "Get behind me, Satan. You're thinking of the things of the flesh and not of the Spirit, not of God's will." And we come face to face as we hear this text with what it means to have Christ as our Messiah. And now I share with you that Christ is your Messiah. He comes to you in this word to say, "Give to me your sin. I have died for this. And I am raised from the dead so that you may be raised from the dead." And on the one hand, we, like Peter, love having a Messiah, but on the other hand, when we realize what this means not only for Christ but for us, while this might sound quite scary, yet I will assure you that Christ does come with victory over death, that he goes through death before us so that we go there too, and he will preach as much in this gospel reading. We'll hear the whole thing this Saturday and Sunday. But all of this comes now to remind us that Christ is your Messiah, Son of the living God, that he has died for your sins and been raised from the dead, so that for you and for all of us who are baptized into this promise, death does not have the last word. This is a great promise. And on this word, the church is built. On this promise, the church is built. And on this promise, we'll gather this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, to hear this beautiful gospel reading and to receive Christ himself in the sacrament. We'll see you in worship.